Steam has over 100,000 games, and most people only ever discover a handful of them. But today, that changes. I put together 10 seriously underrated hidden gems that deserve way more attention. And if you enjoy finding games you haven't heard of before, hit the like button so I know to make more videos like this. And tell me your favourite Steam hidden gem in the comments. I always check what you guys suggest, and you might see your pick in the next video. Alright, let's get into it. This is the top 10 hidden gems on Steam. Starting our list at number 10 is Death's Door, a beautifully crafted action-adventure where you play as a soul-reaping crow exploring a mysterious world. Death's Door is one of those games that looks simple at first, but the more you play it, the more you realise how finely crafted it really is. You play as a tiny crow working for a bureaucratic agency that literally reaps souls, and the dark humour mixed with beautiful world design makes it unforgettable. The combat is fast and smooth. Light attacks, heavy attacks, dodges, magic, and every boss fight feels both fair and challenging. The environments are gorgeous, from gloomy forests to ruined castles, all tied together by a haunting soundtrack. If you love action-adventures where every dodge and swing matters, this is an absolute must-play. And honestly, I still can't believe how many people slept on this one. It's short enough to finish, but polished enough to stay with you long after the credits roll. At number 9 is Inscryption, a mind-bending card-based horror game that constantly shifts genres and surprises you at every turn. Inscryption is one of the most unique games ever made because it constantly reinvents itself without warning. It starts as a creepy card-building roguelike where you're trapped in a cabin with a mysterious figure who forces you to play. But soon you realize the game is hiding layer after layer of secrets. The cards themselves talk to you, the rules change mid-game, and the story slowly turns into a psychological thriller that blends horror, puzzle-solving, and meta twists. Even the way you escape the game is part of the narrative. If you like games that mess with your expectations and leave you thinking about them for days, this is one of the most unforgettable experiences on Steam. It's the kind of game you finish and wish you could forget just to experience the surprises again. Coming in at number 8 is Huntdown, a stylish retro shooter that brings back old-school arcade action with modern polish and humour. Huntdown is pure retro arcade energy, pumped full of style and personality. It's a side-scrolling shooter where you take down criminal gangs in a gritty, neon-drenched future city. The pixel art is insanely detailed, the voice acting is hilarious, and the weapons hit with heavy impact. Each level ends with a creative boss fight that feels like a love letter to old-school Contra and Metal Slug. The game is also packed with humour, ridiculous enemy names, cheesy one-liners, and over-the-top action that never takes itself too seriously. It plays incredibly well whether you're solo or in co-op, and it deserved way more attention than it got. If you miss the days when games were loud, stylish, and unapologetically fun, this is the perfect fix. At number 7 is Dawnkeeper, a tense mining and defense roguelike that keeps you hooked with constant pressure and rewarding upgrades. Dawnkeeper is one of the most addictive indie games to hit Steam recently. You manage a tiny dome on an alien planet, digging underground to collect resources while also defending yourself from waves of monsters. The tension is amazing. You're always deciding whether to dig just a little further for more upgrades or rush back before the next attack. The game blends mining, strategy, tower defense, and roguelike progression in a way that feels totally fresh. Different domes and gadgets completely change the way you play, giving the game tons of replay value. It's simple, fast, and incredibly satisfying. It's the kind of game you load up for one quick run and suddenly realize 2 hours have disappeared. At number 6 is Pathologic 2, a haunting survival narrative that throws you into a dying town full of mystery, fear, and impossible choices. Pathologic 2 is easily one of the most atmospheric and unsettling games ever made. You play as a doctor returning to a strange, dying town that's collapsing under the weight of a plague, paranoia, and supernatural mysteries. It's intentionally stressful. You're always low on food, medicine, and time, but that pressure is what makes the story so immersive. The characters feel disturbingly real, the writing is poetic and cryptic, and the world reacts to your failures as much as your successes. This is a narrative-heavy game that challenges you emotionally and morally, not just mechanically. It's polarizing for sure, but for players who get it, it's considered one of the best storytelling experiences in gaming. Breaking into the top 5 at number 5 is Aeterna Noctis, a massive hand-drawn Metroidvania with gorgeous art and brutally satisfying platforming. Aeterna Noctis is a massive hand-drawn Metroidvania that instantly stands out for its beautiful art style and impressive world design. You explore huge interconnected areas packed with secrets, platforming challenges, boss fights, and optional trials that will push your skills to the limit. The movement and controls are incredibly tight, which is crucial because some sections get genuinely difficult in a satisfying way. The game also features skill trees, side quests, and a surprisingly deep narrative about kings, gods, and the balance between chaos and order. If you love big 2D adventures where mastering the mechanics feels rewarding, this is a hidden gem worth diving into. It has that perfect blend of beauty and brutality that keeps you pushing forward. At number 4 is the Riftbreaker, a unique blend of base building, action combat, and survival that feels like 3 great games in one. The Riftbreaker is a wild mix of genres that somehow fits together perfectly. You control a scientist inside a powerful mech suit, sent to build a base on an alien planet and open a rift back to Earth. You gather resources, research upgrades, automate production, build massive defenses, and then fight off swarms of alien creatures in intense action combat. It feels like StarCraft meets Diablo meets Factorio, but with its own identity. The game looks stunning, has tons of customization, and gives you a constant sense of progress whether you're expanding your base or slicing through enemies. If you love games that let you build, explore, and battle all in one package, Riftbreaker delivers big time. It's incredibly easy to lose hours in this one. Taking the number 3 spot is Ultrakill, an insanely fast movement shooter that brings old-school FPS energy into a modern, stylish package. Ultrakill is one of the most exhilarating shooters ever made, period. It's a fast-paced movement FPS inspired by classics like Quake and Doom, but elevated with modern style and fluid mechanics. You dash, slide, wall jump, and blast demons into chunks at insane speed, all while the game rewards you for being aggressive instead of hiding. The weapons feel incredible, especially the revolver tricks and shotgun parries, and every level pushes you to move faster, aim sharper, and get creative with kills. The soundtrack is pure energy, and the boss fights are jaw-dropping. It's one of those games that's easy to pick up but hard to master, and once it clicks, it feels amazing. Our runner-up at number 2 is TUNIC, a deceptively cute adventure packed with deep puzzles, clever secrets, and a uniquely mysterious world. TUNIC looks adorable, but beneath the cute fox exterior is a brilliantly designed adventure full of mystery and depth. It blends classic Zelda-style exploration with cryptic puzzles that feel like something out of Fez or The Witness. One of the coolest ideas in the game is the in-world instruction manual, written in a strange language that slowly teaches you how the mechanics really work as you collect pages. The combat has a Souls-like edge, the world is beautiful, and the sense of discovery is unmatched. Some of the late-game secrets are absolutely mind-blowing and reward players who pay close attention. If you love games that encourage curiosity and reward you for connecting the dots, TUNIC sticks with you long after you finish it. And finally, taking the number 1 spot is Outer Wilds, a breathtaking exploration adventure built entirely around curiosity, discovery, and a brilliant time loop mystery. Outer Wilds takes the top spot because it's more than a game, it's an entire universe built around pure discovery. You explore a solar system trapped in a 22-minute time loop, and instead of leveling up or collecting gear, you progress by learning how the world works. Every planet is a puzzle, every ruin tells a story, and every clue leads to another surprising revelation. The sense of freedom is incredible. If you can see a place, you can go there, and the only limit is your knowledge. The soundtrack is emotional, the writing is brilliant, and the ending is one of the most powerful moments in gaming. It's a masterpiece of exploration and storytelling, and if you haven't played it yet, you're missing something truly special. And that wraps up our list of the top 10 hidden gems on Steam. Hopefully you found at least one game today that made you think, yeah, I need to try that. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button because it really helps the channel and lets me know you want more hidden gem lists. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next episodes. I've got more underrated games, deep dives, and gaming breakdowns coming up. And now I want to hear from you. What's your favorite hidden gem on Steam? Drop it down in the comments. I'm always looking for new games to check out, and your pick might even make it into a future video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.